How do you say thank you in Chinese? After watching this brief video, you'll know how to say thank you in Chinese, thank you very much, and even thanks in Chinese. So let's get started with the simplest form, which would be thanks. 谢谢. Notice that it is two characters that are exactly the same. The first is said with a falling fourth tone. 谢. Notice that the second is exactly the same and also said with a falling fourth tone. 谢. So together the phrase is 谢谢,谢谢,谢谢,谢谢. Now let's move on to thank you in Chinese. It's said the same in that you have the thanks at the beginning, but then you end with you. So it is three characters altogether, and the phrase is 谢谢你. So the first character is 谢. The second character you've already heard also, 谢. But the final character is 你. Notice it's said with a falling and rising third tone, and this is the standard form of you in Chinese. So together the phrase is 谢谢你,谢谢你,谢谢你,谢谢你. And now moving on to the formal way to say thank you in Chinese. It is basically the same, also a three-character phrase, and of course the first two characters are 谢 and 谢. But the last character is, instead of 你 with a rising and falling third tone, this character is 您, said with a rising second tone. There is a difference in the character itself. It incorporates the character of 你, but also includes on the bottom portion the character for 心 or heart, showing respect or care for the other person. Thus together this phrase is said 谢谢您, 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 谢谢您. Great job! By understanding Chinese for thank you, you'll be ready to start using the Chinese language in your daily life. With thank you in Chinese characters, you'll be equipped to venture out into the world of Mandarin Chinese and will discover that learning Chinese for thank you has never been easier. Moving on to the more difficult portion, we've come to thank you very much. Now in Chinese, there's actually a few ways to say this, but we'll look at two ways. These two phrases are chosen based on their use in the country. So in some areas of the country, one phrase is said more than the other, and in other areas, the second phrase is said more often than others. So I'd like to teach you both. The first way to say thank you very much is 多谢. This is two characters, and notice that the first character is 多, 多, said with a flat first tone, and it means much or many or a lot. 多. The second character is 谢, and by now you're quite familiar with this character. So the phrase together is 多谢, 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 多谢. Great job on learning thank you very much. And now for the second portion. Another way to say thank you very much in Chinese is slightly more difficult. There are four characters, but basically the first two characters, 非常, 非常, actually means extremely or very much. So 非常, notice that 非 is said with the first tone and that 长 is said with the rising second tone. So together, the first part for extremely is 非常. The second two characters, or the last two characters, are 感谢, 感谢. And this phrase means to be thankful for or grateful for. It's used more as a verb. 感谢, to thank someone else. So notice that the third character is 感, said with a falling and rising third tone, while the last character, 谢, is quite familiar to you by now. So the entire phrase is 非常感谢, 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 非常感谢. Congratulations on learning how to say thank you in Chinese in so many different ways. Now that you know Chinese for thank you, you're ready to start using the Chinese language in your daily life. For those who may want a few extra pointers before venturing out into the world of Mandarin Chinese, take a look at my books so you can learn to speak Chinese. Chinese characters with pinyin and English make conversations really easy. Are you ready for the adventure?